Sir had explained about how routing can be taken place, and in yesterday's class, Sir had started teaching about the injector also. So in today's class, let's have a revision part of those things, and as well as with respect to the math dialogue. Once I have already gone through today with practical examples, let us see those things also. So this is what in today's class we are going to see. Let me broadcast. Broadcast has been started. Okay. Confirm whether my screen is visible to you. Is my screen is visible? Yeah. Thank you. So today, what we are going to learn is how the routing can be taken place, how what are the HTML elements are supposed to be taken place in all the child component, and related to a login. Already, sir had explained many times with respect to the mat error, and with respect to the form control also, both Abhirami ma'am as well as the Sri Raman sir had communicated as well as given more number of examples with respect to ngForm as well as the form control name. So I'm not going to focus on those things today. Like with respect to the logical perspective, login, if you are going to give the username and the password, if you are clicking the button, what action has to be taken place, what logic we need to import it onto it, and once those logic has been succeeded, what should be happen next. So these things we are going to learn it today. Let me show you some sort of examples where I have kept some sort of bugs also with respect to clear it before you. Look at the screen. So now in the screen, like what I have kept open mentor one toolbar, and another toolbar also is being displayed. And then I have kept the login. So login, username, then one matform field, then another password, then matform field. Purposefully, I have kept the mat label as well as the input field. Priorly, many times, Abhirami ma'am also had explained you how to keep the label name within that mat form field itself. So I'm not going to focus on alignment and all those things right now. Only with respect to if I'm going to click on the submit, then I need to get the invalid username and password in the alert box. I'm giving the right username and password, it needs to move on to the next page. Routing has to be taken place. And in the next page, I'm getting only one toolbar and I'm getting some sort of input field. Okay. So when I'm going to click on the submit button, I need to get one mat dialog box. And in that mat dialog box, I wish to have the details, whatever I have filled it over here. Those things, it needs to be there in the mat dialog. So this is what today we are going to learn. So in order to, first of all, and as well as we will keep some sort of back icon over here. And if I'm going to click on that back icon, it needs to move on to the prior page. So these things we are going to learn today. First of all, in order to get this page, what we are supposed to do is, look at my, let me enlarge the screen. Okay. Is my screen is visible to all? Letters are very clear. Is the screen size is fine for you? Students, I'm expecting some sort of interaction in my class. Otherwise, I won't be getting like, are you listening to me or not? Is my screen is visible? Rajesh? Rajesh, are you there? I think it is due to Friday, the strength is too less. Rajesh, are you there? Hope my size of the text is also visible to everyone. See, what we are going to do here is, like as you know very well, this is the package explorer where you could able to have all the files at this place. Now, priorly in a class, sir had explained how to create the module as well as how to create the component. So once again, let me repeat it. In order to create the module, what you are supposed to do is, like you need to give ngg, everything should be small, ngg, then m for module, then you need to mention the module name. For example, if it is my new app, then you need to give routing. See, there are different ways are there to create, generate the module. Either you can able to write down the hyphen routing after the m itself, or else after completing the entire statement and you can able to give routing. Both the way you can able to proceed. So this is how you need to create the routing. So after doing this, you will be getting a two files. One is with respect to the module.ts file, another is with respect to routing.ts file. Two files, only these two files you will be getting it. These two files are mainly, what is the purpose of module.ts file is, in order to import all the module related details. For example, if it is a mat card or mat toolbar or date picker, whatever it can be, whatever the input field you are expected to be in a HTML file, those input tags you need to import it into the module.ts file. So either you could able to keep all the modules in a single ts file and you can able to import the single ts file in the module.ts, or else you need to import in each and every child component all the modules, or else in a app.module.ts you need to import all the modules. So let me explain you how you can able to import all the modules at a single ts file and how you could able to import it into the child component also. So let me first of all, in order to create the routing, you need to do like this. Then in order to create the component is the most important thing, because inside the component only you will be having HTML file, TS file, then CSS also you will be having, as well as you will be having module.ts file also. So these four files will be there in the component. Two files means once again module.ts will be there in the app routing module also. So first you need to create the routing module. Second time, whenever you are going to create a component, app.module.ts will be updated. So totally 6 files will be there in each and every module. So here you will be having C, then the same file name you need to mention, my new app. So when after completing these two things, you will be getting a component, you will be getting a module with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 files you will be getting. As I said, this file is nothing but module.ts file. So inside this module.ts file, how you could able to keep all the input field tags is with the help of material module dot, with the help of material module. How I have imported this is because I have created a file known as material.ts file. So in the material.ts file, entire whatever is required for me, like a scroll bar or a tree based module or badge, button, card, checkbox, chips, like whatever the module is required for me, pagination or side navigation, whatever it is needed, everything I have imported in this location, and the ng module also I have kept, but I have not kept anything inside the class material at all. So just for importing alone, I have kept one TS file, and that I'm going to import into my child modules. So in my child module, here see, I have imported the material module.ts file, as well as how many number of child I'm having in every child modules. I have imported the material module. So I don't wanted to worry about whether the select module has been imported or card module is imported in every child component. Simply in TS file, I have imported all those things. I'm going to reuse the same material component in each and every child component, wherein I can able to reduce the code reusability. Code reusability is taken place, so I could able to reduce the code size also. So now, let me show the how I can able to bring that math toolbar. How to bring this open mentor. So in order to bring this open mentor toolbar, you need to use it. So for that, you need to import the toolbar also. For that, you need to use the toolbar also. So in the toolbar, see Alt Z, if you are going to press it, you could able to make the wrap the content. So this is like few shortcuts are always will be useful. So make a note of it. So listen here mat toolbar I have used. So mat toolbar, then what I have kept, I wanted to have a color, and whatever it is needed, I can able to make it over here. And I have kept the CSS file also for those things. See, look at here. Here I have kept the mat toolbar. Then I'm keeping the classes header navigation. So what is the meaning of this header navigation? If I have kept, then I need to keep the CSS also. At this location, I have kept once again height, background color, box shadow, border radius. So all these four things I have kept. So in CSS, whatever it is there, those things you could able to display it at the HTML file also. So this is what it is happening. So here, mat toolbar I have kept. So that in mat toolbar I have kept the CSS class. Okay, so I'm giving the selector class. So with the help of selector class, I could able to make the difference in my input field. Then I just explained here with the help of image source. See, in the image source, in image tag is there. I'm keeping class pointer, then style, then height, then source. I'm keeping cursor. So what is the meaning of this cursor logo? Is see in my screen, you could able to see open mentor. This is not a text. This is a logo. So how to bring this logo is, what you are supposed to do for bringing the logo is, I am keeping the environment variable for it. How to keep the environment variable? See, whenever we are going to develop a code, everything should be in a proper location. So you should not use the same code once again in each and every component. If you're going to keep it at a single location, you could able to reuse it in all the child component also. So that's why purposefully I am explaining today how to reuse the code. How to reuse the code in each and every component. The first thing is with respect to the material.ts, how you could able to reuse it in different child component. Then secondly, I'm going to explain how to bring the logo in a toolbar. See, logo, meaning of that is like I need to, whenever you're going to give double open parenthesis and close parenthesis, whatever it is there inside this, it will be checking it out in a TS file. So now in TS file, see what I have written here, class logo, which is a string. I'm just going to mention environment.customer logo. So this value has to be imported, right? This value has to be in some other location. How I can able to bring it? So I have imported environment. Import environment from source environment. How this is being imported is, you could able to see here environment folder. I have created the environment folder, and within that environment folder, I have kept one TS file. I have kept one TS file. So in the same way as similar to the material.ts file, I have created a folder known as environment, and inside that environment folder, I have kept environment.ts file. So within the environment.ts file, I have written two important things. This is not going for production, as Sriraman sir already conveyed you while installing the packages, while installing the Angular CLI and all those things about package.json. So in package.json, sir had explained what is the usage of that production. Whenever you are moving ahead for the production, you need to make it as true. Like right now, we are not going for it. So that's why I'm going to keep it as false. Then customer logo. So this is what I'm going to, from here only I'm going to mention where the image is, where the image is located. I'm going to mention the location of my image. I'm going to mention the location of my image. So instead of keeping the image in drive, C drive, particular folder, I have inserted the image in the respective place itself, where my code is being present at the same place. I have created another folder known as assets, and inside that assets, I had created the image folder, and within that image folder, I have kept the open mentor PNG. Students, are you able to follow me? Vijay? Vijay? Vijay, are you able to follow me? Okay, fine. See, that like I always used to go fast only. Like if you felt that I'm going somewhat little bit fast, please mention it in a chat window or via the emoji mention it. I will be slowing down my way of approach. Okay. So now, so this is how you could able to keep the folder. See, firstly, what I have explained with respect to the material.ts file, how you could able to keep all those things at single location and you could able to import it. Secondly, with respect to what I have explained, toolbar, with respect to toolbar, how you could able to do it with the help of CSS. Then thirdly, in a toolbar, how you could able to keep the image. So for that purpose, you need to have an environment folder. Within the environment folder, you need to have one TS file. So in the TS file, you need to mention customer logo is equal to the path location. So for keeping the path location, you could able to keep the C colon at particular location.png is the entire location. You can able to mention it. But for the simplicity, I have created the folder known as assets. And inside the assets, I have created a folder known as images. And within that images folder, I have kept the PNG file. So now in the environment.ts file, whenever I'm going to mention it, it will be understanding it is in the same folder. I'm having a folder known as assets. And within the assets, images folder is there. Within the images folder, I'm having a file name known as openmentor.png. It will be taking that file. So this is how the toolbar will be taking the cursor logo. So it is taking the string of it, and source means image source means it will be considering it as the image and it will be putting the image at the proper location. It will be putting the image at the proper location. So this is what I'm doing it. Okay. So open mentor it came. Now look at the app.component.html. Apart from the toolbar, I have not kept any other things. I have kept some of the CSS over here. This CSS has been generated when I am creating an angular.cli first time whenever I'm going to create it, so that value is being present over here. Okay, the same thing is being present over here. So I have not removed it. As I got to know, like from morning only, I need to take a class, so I couldn't able to remove all those things. Let it be. So now, as you know very well, this router outlet is the major tag in order to route the page from one page to the another page. The most important thing which you need to know is in app.component.html, whatever the tags you are keeping, that will be persisted in all other child component also. That will be persist in all other child component also. So if you are thinking, I need to have a toolbar that should be stick to all my throughout my application, means you need to keep the respective tag in the app component.html. If you felt, no, I don't want to stick that particular HTML tag in all other child component, then don't keep those tags in the app component.html. Try to create another module and keep all those things at that location. Whenever it is required, you could able to take it out. Okay, fine. Now, let's see what I have done now. Logo is being done. The next part is I'm having a login. This is I'm having. Okay. So login, username, password, submit button. So these things you know very well how to bring it up and how to take the value to the TS file also. You know many examples, many exercises ma'am and sir have taken. Now, my focus is about how to route whenever it has been giving a wrong username and password, I need to get the alert box. Then, whenever I'm going to give a correct values, then it needs to move on to the next page. So, this how to take place. And once I'm coming to the next page, I'm not getting that login content at all. The values are not being present once again. And I'm getting open mentor only once toolbar, and I'm getting some sort of input field. So like how to bring these things like alignment and all those things, I didn't focused on it. Let us focus right now once all those things are over. So now how to bring it. Now I have kept with the customer logo. The most important thing is you need to know how to hide that login page in the next screen. When you are going to click on that button, how to hide that thing. See, what I have done is, here you could able to see in the app component.html, apart from the mat toolbar, I didn't kept anything else. Then to how I could able to bring that login page. That login page is available in my new child component only. In my new child component only, I am keeping some mat card. So when I'm going to keep this mat card in the my new child, then how I can able to bring it in the app.component.html? Here I have not kept any other tag also. You can able to keep the app my new child tag also at this location. But instead of doing it like that, always try to do it with the help of routing. So how you could be able to do the routing at this place is, see what I have written. I have written path when it is empty. Empty means at the time of initial stage. Empty means after localhost colon 4200. I have not given anything else at this place. Whenever it is going to be like this, I wanted to bring a page. I wanted to bring a page as login page. So this is why I'm getting 2 times toolbar. This is why I'm getting 2 times toolbar. Actually, in routing.outlet, you should not, in app component.html, apart from the router outlet tag, you should not keep any other thing. If you are going to keep it in that way, then it will be persist in all other tabs also, all other child component also. So right now, like I am bringing the my new child component when I'm going to run the application. At the same time, I need to load my parent as well as my child, known as my new child also. So at the same time, when it is going to be running, because of keeping a mat toolbar in my app component.html, it is coming twice. Okay, so now look at here, how to bring the login page while I'm loading the application itself. While loading the application itself, how to bring my parent and the child at the same time. Yes, see, whenever I'm going to have a path empty, then you could able to keep the component which is known as app component. Okay, which is known as app component. So during that time, I need to have my children also. I need to have the children also. So here you are going to mention path component, my new child component. You need to load the children. So you could be able to do it in this way also. As like ma'am said priorly, path, my new app, load children. Like this also you could able to make it. See, I'm going to do modification over here. Whenever I'm going to have a path empty, so instead of children and all those things, whenever it is going to be empty, see, now you could able to see only one open meta. So this is what like if you are thinking that in app.component.html, I have not kept any other tags and I have kept only the I have kept only router outlet tag. Then you can able to proceed in prior way, whatever I have explained you, children and all those things. But if you are thinking that I have kept those things and let it be in all other child component, I don't want to create another one module separately. So you could able to do it in this way. So here you could able to give 1, 2, 3 and submit. If you are going to give it, you could able to have it move on to the next screen. So let me explain how you could able to do it. So the thing is, only important thing is you need to mention those things in the routing module alone. So in routing module, you need to mention clearly, means as you know very well, computer is like you need to provide the instruction in order to follow it. So the same way program is nothing but set of instructions. You need to provide the instruction in a proper way. It will be following the same set of instructions. So now here, like what we have done, like whenever I'm going to have a empty path, I need to load the particular children also. So this is how you could able to get the children login page in the parent component itself. In the parent component itself, you could able to get it. So now let's move on to the login page. So what I have done is with the help of ngForm, I am going to explain it. Already Abhirami ma'am had explained many times with respect to the ngForm. So whenever you are going to give ngForm, then you need to mention here. I'll visit, let me give you. Okay. Either you could able to go ahead with form control. Within the square bracket, you could able to go with form control, or else you could go ahead with the ngModel also. So ngModel, Sriraman sir also explained many times to you. So I'm just proceeding with the logical part alone. See, now ngForm, I'm going with the ngForm. So ngForm, when I'm going to give it, then I'm going to go with ng submit. So whenever I'm going to give ng submit over here, the most important thing is you need to mention type is equal to submit. You need to proceed, you need to mention type is equal to submit. If you are going to give type is equal to submit, then you could able to, then it will be understanding to check out ng submit is there or not. Then obviously it will be go to the ng submit and it will be invoking the respective method known as on submit method. So here like a username, password, all those things has been given. Now let me move ahead to the TS file. Till now, is there any doubts are there? Is any other doubts are there? Is it clear for everyone? May I proceed? Okay. So now, look at here. So now at this place, what I have done in this submit, on submit I had given. Now I'm moving ahead to the TS file. So in TS file, what I have did is like, as you know very well, you need to have a router. You need to have a router in order to route from one page to the another page. So here what I'm doing, authentication. I'm going to give with respect to the authentication. Going with the authentication. So this dot username is equal to, I'm giving hard coded as like because of due to some personal reasons sir couldn't able to come for the class. Otherwise sir was about to teach today database related thing only. So anyhow in a tomorrow's class sir will be teaching you about the database and how to connect with the front end and back end in order to take the value from the back end and check it out the authentication. So right now I'm just proceeding with the hard-coded value. See, this dot username is equal to, see, in Angular, you need to give triple equal to checkout. You need to give triple equal to. So there are some sort of few things has been added into the Angular when compared with the Java and other languages. So you need to give triple equal to compare it. As you know very well, even in Java, like whenever you are having a double equal to only, it will be checking out the string value. Otherwise, it will be checking out the object itself. The similar way only here also. So here at this location, system admin at softsmiths.com, I'm giving a hard-coded value and password as 123. So when this username, this dot username means what? This dot username means I'm keeping here username at this place, okay, and password at this place. You could able to see over here also. See, name is equal to username and my ngModel is also username. ngModel password. Because of this ngModel only, in my TS file, I'm using the this dot username means it will be taking the username as similar to the form control name. You could able to use it in this way. See, in when you are using form group, you will be using form control name. When you are using ngForm, you will be using within the square bracket form control or else ngModel. Whenever you are using form group and form control name, how you will be taking a value? You will be mentioning this dot form name, register form dot get off. Let me write down and show you. See, whenever you are going with the form group, you use to go ahead with the form control name. Form control name. Whenever you are proceeding with ngForm, you used to go ahead with either form, and I'm not considering about the case and all those things. I'm just writing the important names which you need to remember in your mind alone. So if you are thinking case sensitive and all those things, then I need to go ahead with the same thing. Let me write down all those things. Whenever you are proceeding with the form group, then you need to proceed with form control name. Whenever you are proceeding with ng form, then you need to go ahead with form control, right? Form control, or you used to go ahead with, no, ngModel. See, the most thing like which you need to keep in your mind is whenever you're going with this, then in TS file, what you will be doing, you will be using this dot register form dot get off. You need to mention the form control name of the form control. So for example, I'm considering email because many examples you have gone with the email only. So email dot value. Likewise, this means you need to have a this dot register form dot get off email dot value. Likewise, you need to proceed. Now, whenever you are proceeding with ngForm, with form control, whenever you are proceeding with the form control, then how you used to do form control? Okay, whenever you are proceeding with the form control, then you used to write this dot form control name. For example, if it is email dot value, you used to do it, right? Whenever you're proceeding with the ngModel, whenever you're proceeding with the ngModel, then how you need to do ngModel means okay. TS5. See, form control, whenever we are proceeding, then in TS file, we used to write this dot email dot value. If it is with respect to the ngModel, then what we used to do, just we need to mention the name alone. Whatever if in here, if you are writing username, then the same way you need to mention it in the ngModel also. So you need to declare the same name in TS file, and you could able to use it as an instance variable itself. This is the major usage of ngModel, which will be in many way it is very much easy for you rather than the form control name as well as the ngModel. With the help of the form control name, if you wanted to set the value from TS to the HTML, it's somewhat complicated when compared with the ngModel. If you wanted to set the value from TS to HTML, always if you could be able to go ahead with the ngModel. If there is no form control name, you could able to proceed with the ngModel itself. So this is the usage of ngModel. See, let me open. Okay, here. See, this is why I said username. Username, the same username, I have kept it over here also. Username and password. So at this location, what we can able to do, this dot username means it is going to take the value from the HTML. It is taking the value from the HTML and it is going to do comparison with my hard-coded value, and password also it is going to be equal. Then what I need to do, I wanted to move to the next child component. So I'm going to use the router. As you know very well, many times in MCQ also we had asked the same question. In order to move from one HTML page to the next, one child to the another child, or from parent to the child, you need to use a method known as navigate. You need to use the method known as navigate. So now in the navigate method, I'm just mentioning here dot slash my new app. Why I'm using dot operator over here? Because app routing is my parent first child itself. You could able to see in the package explorer. See, let me now look at here. App is under the app routing. App.component.html is under the app folder, and within the app folder you are having my new app and my new child. So this is why I'm just mentioning it is a folder. It is under one folder. So I'm just mentioning single dot. If it is another one folder inside the my new child, if I'm having another one folder, then I need to mention dot dot. So dot is just representing the folder. How many folders I need to go deep. For that purpose, I can able to mention the dot operator here. So this dot router dot navigate, and here I'm mentioning the my new app. So my new app. As you know very well, in a routing concept, we just need to mention path empty my new component whenever. And in the child routing, you need to mention it very clearly. My new app, whenever it is coming, I need to load the page. I need to load this module. I need to mention it clearly. So this is why in path, whatever the name I have written, the same is being reflected at this location also. Where it is. Okay, here. Same, I need to mention. Oh, where is child? Okay. My new app. I need to mention the same thing over here. If it is wrong, then I need to have a alert box. I need to have a alert box, invalid username or password. This is what I need to mention. Okay. So now we are getting where the screen. Okay. Now we are getting this screen. Okay. Now after typing all those things, like whatever I have not given a alignment and all those things, like why size of my text box is a little bit less. We could able to make changes here, but I'm not focusing on it right now because many times Abhirami ma'am and Sriraman sir had conveyed you those things. So when now what is my motive is whenever I'm going to click on the submit button, I need to get one dialog box. So in order to get that dialog box, what I supposed to do? This is what I'm going to do it right now. Hope up to this you are clear. May I proceed with the my dialog? Is there any doubts are there? Is it clear? Emoji, I'm getting something different. May I know like what sort of doubt you are having? Whether I want to repeat it once again? I'm asking you guys only. I'm wishing to help you to make the concepts very clear. For that, your cooperation is required. Your interactions are much needed. Yes, ma'am. One revision needed, ma'am. Okay. Let me explain once again what I have till now explained you guys. See, now let me move ahead to this place. Initially, I have shown you two open mentor toolbar. Okay. So let it be. Later, you will be learning those things also. First, let me explain you how to bring this toolbar, how to bring the image, then how to bring the child component page during the load of application itself. So in order to bring these things, what you are supposed to do is you need to first of all go to the app.component.html. In the app.component.html, okay, see, I have just kept the mat toolbar. Okay, only I have kept this mat toolbar. So this mat toolbar, what I have kept is I have kept the class equal to header navigation. So in order to get this, what you need to do is you need to have a header navigation in CSS file. So Just paste it at the respective place, then you could able to get the same screen as like mine in your screen also. And so here mat toolbar is there. Just paste it in the app.component.html, and in the respective CSS you could able to mention the same thing. Okay, so now what you are supposed to do is, the next important thing is you need to know now, with the help of mat toolbar you could able to get the toolbar. Then in order to bring the logo, what you supposed to do is you need to mention the environmental variable. So here cus logo, this value you need to mention it in the TS file. So in TS file you need to mention this. In TS file you need to mention this. Okay, so after mentioning this, what you are supposed to do is you need to import the environment. You need to import the environment. Import environment. So for that importing, what you need to do is you need to create a folder known as environment, and within that environment you need to keep the environment.ts file. So in the environment.ts file, you need to mention this code. You need to mention this code. Okay, so what we have written in this code, we have written in this code as like said, production, you need to make it as false. Then customer logo, this keyword, this line of string, you need to mention it very properly, because the same you have mentioned in your TS file also. So both the names should be same. Then here you are just mentioning at which location the image is being present. That you need to mention. Either you could able to mention C colon and the respective location itself, or else you could able to create in the same location. You can able to create one folder and keep images as another folder and keep the image at this location. So in this way you could able to make it. So next important thing which I have said is, so cus logo we have written. The next important thing is, whenever I'm loading my application, at the same time I want to load my children also. For that purpose, you need to mention in a routing place, path is empty, load the children. Load the children. So this is the thing which you wanted to keep it. Syntactically, whatever the name you have kept, the name you just modify it over there. Just giving the name which I have kept it over here. So next is login page. So in a login page, I have used the ngModel because many times ma'am and sir had explained about the form control name as form group, with the help of form group as well as the ngForm. So that's why I have taken ngModel for another sort of difference for you. So here, this is how you need to take out. This you need to keep it in child. This only half partial code has been keyed. Okay. Okay. So this you need to keep it in the child component. So in a child component, what we have done with the help of ngModel, we have used it. Whenever I'm going to click on the submit button, it needs to invoke the onSubmit method. It needs to invoke the onSubmit method. So in onSubmit method, I have written a logic. So the most important thing which you need to know is we have used the ngModel. So username, password you need to mention. Let me once again repeat it. Form group means form control name you need to use. Then in TS file, you need to mention this dot form name dot get of, you need to mention the form control name, then dot value. This is how you could be able to take the value from the HTML to the TS with the help for the form control name. If it is ngForm, you can able to use either the form control or else ngModel also you could able to use it. If you are using form control, then you need to use this dot email dot value. If it is ngModel, then you need to use the name, username. The same name you need to mention it in the TS file also. So this is what you need to keep in your mind. Next is here, this dot username is equal to the value and password is equal to value. Then I wanted to move on to the child component. So for that purpose, I'm using this dot router dot navigate of my new app. In case if it is wrong, then you need to have a alert box as invalid username or password. So here at this location, you could able to see I'm getting the login page. Whenever it is wrong, I need to get the alert box as invalid username or password. Either you could able to use Matterror or you could able to have this also. Many times Matterror, sir had explained it. So whenever it is going to be correct, it needs to move on to the next page and I need to get this page. Okay. So for that purpose, you need to write this dot router dot navigator dot my new app. This is what you need to mention. Okay. Then mat form field, as you know very well, how to have all the mat label and all those things, mat select all those things. Many times sir and ma'am had explained about those things. So now the time is 11:50. Mat dialogue, I was supposed to go ahead, but time doesn't permitted me. But anyhow, Abhirami ma'am is going to proceed with the same.
Map dialog I will handle, ma'am, in the practical session. I will give them the code, ma'am.
Fine, ma'am. As we discussed, you please provide those details. So, if you have any sort of doubts, you could able to ask me. I can clear you. If not so,
Rajesh, can you please stop the recording?
Abhirami ma'am,